Hi everyone, this is Nadia here with the Bazaar Shop extended pitch, and this is the revised edition. The Bazaar Shop is a resale store. It not only sells thrift and vintage clothing, but it also sells a few handmade and upcycled items as well. The items that are sold in the store are typically very unique in appearance, colors, or style. The pieces are typically seen as statement or standout pieces, so that if purchased, it will be noticed and hopefully complimented on by others. The goal of the Bazaar Shop is for people to embrace being different and bold in their clothing, yet stylish at the same time. The pieces from the Bazaar Shop are used to create great outfits that should not be cookie cutter, and they're supposed to be seen as outfits that are harder to find and one of a kind. Here you can see a couple of examples of what the Bazaar Shop has to offer. So, how was this business conceived and developed? In 2001 to 2005, I had always dreamed of having my own thrift store, so much so that I would actually purchase clothes as a teenager in hopes of one day having my own store. And then in 2005 to 2014, my thrift shop dream was actually on hold as I pursued a teaching profession. And then in October 2014, I still couldn't shake that I still wanted my own store. So I decided to acquire a small bus and redesign it into a mobile boutique. I did this because a brick and mortar store would have been much more expensive and this was more economical. And then in 2014 and 2015, I used that time to renovate the bus while I was still working. And then you can kind of see down here pictures of my husband and I working on the bus. So after that, in 2015, that summer, I did my first event. And as you can see, this is a picture of our first event, just a plain white bus with a sign on the outside at one of the local flea markets. Our unique selling proposition. So, one of our unique selling propositions is that we, as a resale store, gear mainly towards college and the young adult market. And that's something that is not necessarily typical in thrift stores. They usually either take everything or they cater to maybe a younger crowd or a crowd that's a little older than the young adult market. So with the Bazaar Shop, that's something that sets us apart. Also, the fact that we're not limited to just selling thrift clothes, but we also can sell vintage, handmade, and upcycled goods. I think this sets us apart as well. It doesn't put us in a box per se, but it just gives us a little wiggle room and allows us to sell some things that might be a little bit more creative that aren't secondhand, but just upcycled or handmade. Our hook is being a mobile boutique. It gets a lot of attention, and that attention really works to our advantage. People are really intrigued by it and are so curious to see what it looks like inside and what's going on. So that really is a plus for us. Once they get inside the bus, they take a look around and they actually see that they like the selection that we actually have and we carry. So we end up making a sale. So that's something that really makes us unique in this particular business, especially since we are mobile. We're able to actually go to our customer and not necessarily wait on our customer to come to us. So, what are our competitors like? We have three types of competitors. First competitor is the are the main chain thrift stores. So, typically like your Goodwills, Salvation Armies, Durham Rescue Mission, those places that get donations. You rarely see ages 18 to 35 in those thrift stores. You usually see people that are older. The reason young people may not shop at those thrift stores are because it's a negative stigma associated with thrift shopping. Sometimes it's overwhelming and overcrowded, and it just takes a lot of time to find something really great. And then sometimes the environment can sometimes be dingy and smelly, and a lot of people just don't like that as well. Consignment boutiques. So consignment boutiques do have better quality clothing, but they can be really pricey. And some consignment shops are actually just as expensive as department stores. So a lot of times, if you're on a budget or the young adult crowd or the college students, you may not be able to afford new clothes, but you may not be able to afford certain consignment boutiques either. And then the millennial type of thrift stores like Plato's Closet, these are typically nicer quality clothes, but they don't necessarily focus on unique items. They focus on cookie cutter clothing. So things from Forever 21, American Eagle, Hollister, is what they kind of focus on. They typically don't sell vintage items or handmade items. And then they also cater to a younger age group, which is about 13 to 21. So how is the Bazaar shop different? Our store targets and appeals to the college age and young adult market. Also a couple of late teens, but mostly in 20s and 30s. Our client's physical description is that they are probably going to be a female between the age of 18 and 30, wears size 4 to 16, wears or likes unique items, appreciates style, likes to stand apart from the crowd, and their average income is from zero to $35,000. The niche that we have is a thrift, vintage, handmade, and upcycle market, and then the demand. I believe this group of people like to be different and they like to stand out in appearance. They want to be unique, they want to be cute, and they want to discover quality finds, but they want all of this at a reasonable price, especially being on a college campus. You do want to stand out, you do want to look different, especially like the college that I went to. So you want to be able to have these things, but if you don't have the money for it, you do have to be on a budget. And this is just kind of, fixing the problem. So just like the young lady in the picture, she may have like a designer bag, but she may want to get a couple of the other things secondhand and not spend a lot of money. So how does this business work? The general concept of the Bazaar Shop mobile boutique is to travel to events, sell items, and to get sales and customers coming back. We will do a mobile boutique to have a private lot. We can do private events. We do festivals, food truck rodeos. And then, we also can have the online store that's open 24/7. And then through social media, that's how we're going to connect to our customers so that if they want to buy something online, we can post that on Facebook. Or if we're going to an event in another city, we can post that on Facebook as well. A typical day at the Bazaar shop. So a couple things have changed. So before it was just kind of a part-time thing for festivals on weekends. But in order to make it really successful, we would need to open on the weekdays, and we would still have the mobile boutique, but we would just pay to be on a lot. Preferably, the lot would be somewhere near a college campus. And when we pay for the lot, then we'll park at that appropriate spot. And we'll allow customers to come on the bus and shop, and then we'll close shop, and then we'll go back to the storage unit. On the weekends, we would pick up the bus, we would drive to the venue, park in the appropriate spot, allow customers to shop. When the event's in, we close up the shop, and then secure our inventory and head back to storage as well. So the money matters. So our initial budget has changed a little bit. It's increased just slightly. And then this particular chart right here really breaks down what we are going to pay per item, what we're going to resell, what price we're going to resell the item at, and then also the profit or the revenue per item. The sales goals, this is just the very minimum and the very basic. Each customer, we're saying purchase at least $15 worth of items. So 2.1 items. And then if we have 25 of those people that come on the bus purchase that $15 worth of items, we'll sell about 50 to 60 items that day. And then if we're open at least 5 days a week and consistently sell 25 people a day, $15 each. This will be the breakdown of what we will earn each week, each month, and then each year. So The sales goals are up there still, and then it just breaks it down, 25 customers, if they spend $15 as an average, what our daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly sales would be. Then it tells us our cost per item, as well as the average price we'll price the items at, and then the revenue that we'll make off those items. And then you have here the average amount the customer would need to buy, and then the revenue we gain from each customer's purchase, and then you see the revenue that we gain within a month, a week, and a year. And then just based on one store, one mobile boutique, this is just the operating expenses monthly. And so it's just vehicle insurance, boutique insurance, lot rent. Um, Salary would be zero for the time being until we start to kind of really increase our profit some. Then inventory is a big chunk because we have to get ready for the next month. Storage, maintenance, and gas. So these are just the basic operating expenses. That's what we would need to kind of pretty much stay in business. And this again is just for one store. So we could add multiple mobile boutiques, where we have three go out at a time to three different campuses. That's definitely possible. And that will be kind of in the description of our future here. So we're going to operate from January to December. We're going to be open 5 days a week, and also possibly book weekend events. So that's another thing. That particular chart that we saw previously was just based on 5 days a week. So this is not even including our weekend events. And then we just want to have that goal again to sell 250 plus items a week. We're going to have that online store. Again, that chart before did not show our online store revenue, so that's another thing that'll give us extra income. And then our daily sales and event sales will help pay for our monthly expenses, and we'll use social media to help pub the online store. And then for the future, we want to have a permanent location in each college town, and have mobile boutiques in addition to that permanent location, at least 2 to 3 each college town, where we can kind of, go to different campuses like described before, have the online store, and then also have a small staff. So this is our revised extended pitch. Please let me know if you have any questions. You can comment below. Thank you so much for watching.